How do you really know if someone loves you? Is it in their words, their eyes, or something deeper, something hidden within the mind? Love isn't just an emotion, it's a psychological state. It changes how we think, act, and even how our brains function. When someone truly loves you, they reveal it not through grand gestures alone, but through hundreds of subtle, subconscious behaviors, each one telling a story that words cannot. In this video, we'll explore psychological facts and scientifically proven signs that reveal when love is real. By the end, you'll know how to recognize genuine affection, not through guessing or overthinking, but through understanding the language of the human mind. So let's dive in, because the brain never lies. The brain in love. When someone falls in love, the brain goes into overdrive. Love activates the same reward system as addictive substances, flooding the brain with dopamine, oxytocin, and serotonin. These chemicals create euphoria, focus, and emotional bonding. Psychologists say that when we're in love, our brain literally reprograms itself. You begin to see the person as a source of happiness, comfort, and safety. The desire to be close isn't just emotional, it's neurological. That's why you might notice someone's mood lift when they see you, or why they can't help smiling around you. Their brain associates you with pleasure. Love isn't blind, it's chemical. The power of eye contact. Here's one of the most powerful psychological facts. When someone loves you, they'll hold eye contact longer and more frequently than anyone else. The eyes are connected directly to the limbic system, the emotional center of the brain. When we look into the eyes of someone we love, our pupils dilate, our heart rate synchronizes, and we feel a sense of connection that words can't describe. Eye contact builds trust and intimacy. It's a silent message that says, "I see you. You matter." So, if someone's eyes often find yours across a room, if they listen with their gaze instead of just their ears, that's not random. It's love speaking through the subconscious. Mirroring and subconscious synchrony. Have you ever noticed how people in love start to act alike? They begin using similar phrases, mirroring gestures, even adopting each other's mannerisms. This isn't imitation. It's a psychological phenomenon called mirroring. Mirroring happens subconsciously when our brains empathize deeply with another person. It's how our nervous systems say, "We're in sync." Research even shows that lovers' heart rates and breathing patterns can synchronize when they sit close to each other. Their bodies literally align to the same emotional rhythm. When someone unconsciously mirrors your tone, posture, or expressions, they're not just paying attention, they're emotionally attuned. It's love expressed through the body. Emotional availability and active listening. Real love listens. One of the strongest psychological signs of affection is attentiveness. When someone loves you, they don't just hear your words, they absorb your emotions. They remember the small things you mention in passing, your preferences, your fears, and your dreams. They make mental notes not because they have to, but because your world matters to them. In psychology, this is called active listening, a deep level of attention where one person becomes emotionally present for another. When someone loves you, your happiness becomes their focus. It's not about agreeing with everything you say. It's about being there fully when you speak. The need for emotional closeness. When someone truly loves you, they crave emotional intimacy, not just physical touch. They want to connect with your mind, understand your thoughts, and feel your moods. This stems from emotional attunement, where one person becomes sensitive to another's internal state. They can sense when you're upset, even if you try to hide it. They check in not because they're suspicious, but because your well-being genuinely matters. Psychologically, this behavior comes from secure attachment, the type of bond where love feels safe, not anxious. They don't just want your presence, they want your peace. This is the difference between love versus fear. Protectiveness and subtle jealousy. Love naturally makes us protective. When someone loves you, they care deeply about your safety, happiness, and boundaries. You'll notice they get concerned if someone disrespects you, or if you're treated unfairly. Sometimes they may show mild jealousy, not out of control, but from a place of care. Psychologists describe this as evolutionary protectiveness, our brain's way of safeguarding emotional investment. But healthy love doesn't control. It respects your freedom while wanting your best. Protectiveness says, I want you to be safe. Possessiveness says, I want you to be mine. The difference is love versus fear. Prioritization and sacrifice. A true psychological marker of love is prioritization. When someone loves you, you become part of their mental future map. They adjust plans to include you, make sacrifices to see you happy, and remember what matters most to you. This is known in psychology as altruistic love, behavior driven by empathy and care rather than gain. Even small acts, like showing up when you need help, checking on you when you're silent, or doing something inconvenient just to make you smile, reveal deep affection. To love is to choose someone again and again, even when it's not easy.
The comfort in silence. One of the most underrated signs of love is silence. When someone loves you, silence becomes comforting, not awkward. You don't need to fill every moment with talk because your presence alone feels peaceful. This happens because love activates the parasympathetic nervous system, lowering stress and creating calm. In other words, your body feels safe around them. You can sit in silence, watch a movie, or simply be and still feel connected. Love is not just excitement, it's serenity. If you can share silence without discomfort, that's one of the purest psychological signs of real love. Consistency over time. Love is not a moment, it's a pattern repeated over time. Anyone can show affection for a few days, but true love proves itself through consistency. Psychologically, consistency is tied to secure attachment, the ability to maintain care, empathy, and attention through challenges. A person who truly loves you won't vanish when things get tough. They'll stay, communicate, and try to understand. Their love doesn't fluctuate with convenience. It grows quietly, through patience and loyalty. And that reliability, that emotional stability, is one of love's clearest signatures. Intuitive understanding. They just get you. Have you ever felt like someone just gets you without words? That's not coincidence. It's a neurological phenomenon known as limbic resonance. Our brains contain mirror neurons that allow us to feel what others feel. When someone loves you deeply, their emotional state aligns with yours. They can sense when you're stressed, even if you're smiling. They know when to comfort you, when to give space, and when to listen. This emotional synchrony is the heartbeat of real connection. It's not magic. It's the science of empathy, born from love. Support through vulnerability. Love is not proven in perfection. It's revealed in vulnerability. When someone loves you, they create a safe space for you to be yourself, unfiltered, imperfect, and real. This is what psychologists call a secure base, the foundation that allows you to grow, explore, and heal. They don't run from your sadness or judge your past. They stay present, helping you face life's storms. In love, vulnerability becomes a bridge, not a weakness. And when someone loves you, they walk that bridge with you, without fear. Nonverbal signs of affection. Sometimes, love speaks loudest without words. A lingering hug, a gentle touch on your back, a soft smile that says, "I'm here." These gestures trigger oxytocin, the bonding hormone, and reduce stress hormones like cortisol. That's why physical affection feels healing. Notice how someone's body language changes around you. Do they lean in when you talk? Do their feet point towards you? Do they find excuses for brief, warm contact? These are nonverbal declarations of love, silent but sincere. Future orientation. When someone loves you, their language shifts from me to we. They start making future plans that include you, from small activities to life goals. Psychologically, this indicates identity merging, where your presence becomes part of their long-term emotional blueprint. It's not about losing individuality, it's about partnership. When they talk about next year, next trip, next dream, and you're always in that picture, it's love planning itself forward. Respect and freedom. True love doesn't trap you, it sets you free. Psychological research shows that respect is the strongest predictor of lasting love. Someone who loves you will never try to control your friendships, dreams, or independence. They'll encourage your growth, even if it takes you in new directions. They admire your strength, not your obedience. They love you for who you are, not for how well you fit their expectations. Love without respect is obsession. Respect without love is formality. But together, they form emotional maturity. The healing power of love. Love doesn't just feel good, it heals. Studies show that people in loving relationships have stronger immune systems, lower stress levels, and even faster recovery rates from illness. This is due to co-regulation, where emotional support from someone you love helps stabilize your nervous system. Love literally brings your body into balance. When someone loves you, they help you breathe easier, sleep better, and believe again. Love becomes medicine, not because it fixes everything, but because it reminds you that you're not alone. How you know it's real. So, how do you know if someone truly loves you? It's in their consistency, their presence, their calm in your chaos. It's in the way they see your flaws, but still choose you. The way they listen, understand, and make you feel safe without asking for anything in return. Love is not just a word, it's a psychological connection that rewires two minds into harmony. If someone makes you feel seen, heard, and peaceful, you don't have to wonder, because the brain already knows that's love. If you found this helpful, please like this video and subscribe to the channel for more content on building healthy relationships, improving your self-esteem, and mastering your mental health.